Okay, so there's your setup, okay?
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
I see it now. Yeah.
Now again, this is after a bit of time now again.
Kind of almost leaning forward.
Exactly, yeah. So your head is kind of neutral with your spine angle, okay? If I was to do that down there, you see it's pointing kind of where your ball position would be on your left heel there, okay? So that's fine. That's not going to be dead on the ball, but it's in the sort of position there where you want it to be, okay? Whereas this position here now, if you go from the middle of your spine down through there,
It's behind.
it's actually way back behind the club head, okay? And your shoulder get too levelled off, and because of that, what it created, as you swing back here now, your spine angle at this position is now leaning backwards beyond the golf ball, okay? Or leaning toward the ball, so I say. We want to get the sensation that your spine actually sort of stays back more in this line. Now again, that feeling of that right hip turning out the way and the club going lower on more of a curve, not a straight line, that will take a bit of practice, okay? At top of the backswing here, now there's still a little bit of that slide. I say static changes are pretty quick to happen, as you can see. You just go ding, 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 and you've done it. The first couple of times you're like, well, neck was moving, this feels awkward. 4 or 5 swings into it, you got it, okay? This takeaway now with this swing as you go back, the right hip's still going to have a little bit of slide there, but not too bad, okay? At least there, probably about there with your spine angle now, okay? So we're getting a little bit less lean at the golf ball, okay? But in time, that will just become something you just get better at doing there in terms of how your shoulders and your hip need to move. And that's just a practice. But I think from your point of view, Ed, is knowing what to practice. You're someone said before, you're a good golfer and you can do things. If someone said, okay, do this, Ed, you could do it. And if you said, I need to try and do this, you could do it. But very often what you try and do causes the bad shot. And the harder you try, the worse it gets. Because the more you're trying to do what you want to do, is actually creating this push to the right. As you said, try and swing back straighter, or try and swing a straight line. So the golf club is kind of going through a straight line impact here now. Golf swing's a curve. If you look at any golf swing on TV, the golf club is going to swing in and around and back to the left. We don't want to swing the golf club in and out. Likewise, we don't want to swing it out to in. Okay? The golf swing kind of works on a path in and around your body. You're in the centre of that circle, and the golf club is on the arc around your body, yeah? The club is going to be square for a shortest amount of time, okay? The longer we can keep it straighter for, the better, obviously, but if we're trying to go dead straight for like an extended amount of time, it's going to be tough. And all you'll end up doing is just pushing that ball off to the right and or slicing it. Because if you come down on that sort of steeper angle, or you're setting up with a drive with that left shoulder too low and tilted, you're going to create this kind of steep tilted backswing, and now trying to draw a straight line, there's that kind of jumping up position that you had. Oh yeah, 11th on the Mac is perfect. But most of the holes on the golf course, unfortunately, sort of.
So the fourth is one of my favourite holes. I used to go straight over the water because
I
used to be able to carry
the pond on the
and stay on the fairway.
Yeah.
And I did it a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, oh, okay, he's back. But then invariably I always end up in the bank. Yeah, exactly. Right,
cutting down the right hand side. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. I mean, again, as much as that last shot there was too big a draw, you're getting your shape of shot back by getting that club to kind of take a run. Again, if you can practice that with the ball kind of behind there, and the sensation as you go back, you kind of clip that ball on the takeaway.
I've got a garden now. I can do this practice.
There you go. Just whack them back on the fourth fairway, and you can pick on the way right when you're from. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, just get that sensation of how that club's going to go back. And I think once you can kind of get away from the feeling of there's straight lines in the golf swing, you're going to stand in a better chance to hit the ball where you want to go. And you'll start getting your draw back or your straighter shot back. Yeah. But
well, if I start it well, and it doesn't deviate too much from that, then I'm more than happy.
Exactly. I always said for me the biggest thing, especially with driving, I said that's over 1,000. That's too much. I want that around at your level about 500 to 600 ish. Okay. Any more than that ball's shaping too much, and then you can then start it further left or further right than you need to. And it's hard then to control. And if you're not sure where it's going to come in, if you're starting at 6, I mean, you started that 7 degrees right nearly and missed it 30 yards left. It's a big 10th on the Mac, perfect. All right, but it's too much of a deviation there. I want to try and reduce that down to like sort of 2 or 3 degrees push pull, and that down to about sort of 500. Okay, but that club's going to work on that circle. But setup is going to be key. Okay, if you can get yourself in a good start position.
I mean, it still feels a little bit funny, but I'm sort of getting used to that. I think it's the take back. I'm still trying.
Yeah, you will do that. That's a physical movement. Okay, yeah. But I think, as I said, when you stand to the golf ball, that's sometimes that visual, just looking up to where the ball would go in terms of your flight. Don't sort of stand there and go, look down there. Just sort of look up to the sky. Just get yourself in a slightly more tilted position there. Just sends that ball a bit higher and it just gets a better path into the golf ball. So, okay, buddy?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Perfect.